Hello and welcome to Totally Rovers with Luke and Liam, a couple of Blackburn Rovers fans talking about Rovers. Line up today, we're going to do a transfer roundup. Then we're going to talk about the kits. We're going to talk about the pre-season friendly against Everton. And before we get started, how are you doing today, Liam?
I'm doing very good, mate. And it's been a good weekend. Busy weekend, good weekend. I went to Leeds, visit some family and Wakefield. Yeah, and just had a chilled out weekend, a nice weekend off work for a change. So, no, I'm quite chilled. I'm in a good mood, refreshed, ready to pod. Let's go.
Fantastic. Let's get started then.
Well, how are you first, foremost? Because I'm
Oh,
not
right,
asked you
yeah.
yet.
I'm good. I'm good. I've just been at work. I've been to spend time with family and just been sorting out, rearranging stuff around the house, really. And
Fair enough.
that's it, really. Anyway, let's get started. So we're going to get started with the Rovers transfer roundup. There's
Oh,
not
yes.
been much activity in the transfer window this week. Well, last week, sorry, with Rovers. And we've only got one real update, really, is that we've signed a centre-back. Ryan McLoughlin has been signed to Rovers. We've got it from Hull for an undisclosed fee, rumored to be around £500,000. Rovers got him for a 2-year deal with a 12-month option, and he can also play as a left-back player as well. So, what do you make of Rovers getting Sean McLoughlin through the door then?
Well, I mean, I'm not as clued up as you are on him. I mean, I know he's an experienced Championship player for Hull. He's a lot younger than Danny Bart, so fingers crossed. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he's good enough to be first team to displace Wharton and Hyam or Carter or whoever they play as the two centre backs. We'll find that out as we go into the season. But it's a solid backup option at the end of the day to rotate when we need to, if we need to keep players fit. And so, like I say, I can't really judge him on his football because I haven't seen enough of him. I haven't really paid attention to Hull, so I honestly, on my hands up, can't say if he's a good asset or not. But he's had plenty of seasons at Hull now, so he's got that experience under his belt in the Championship, and he's at an age where defenders usually starting to come into their prime, sort of thing, late 20s. So fingers crossed, he's an asset for us.
Yeah, I think we got McLaughlin at a good age and at a good price as well. Rovers did apparently want him last season, didn't they? But
Yeah, we
put
were
in an
looking
offer
at him.
of
Yeah,
2.5 million, and Hull rejected the offer. And then obviously there's 12 months left on his contract. Rovers put in another cheeky offer for him, and Hull accepted it. And
how much was it in
obviously,
the end?
it was rumoured to be around £500,000.
That's what I was under the
Uh,
impression of. But when you said obviously last year we put 2.5 in, I wasn't sure if it was a bit more than the 500,000. But no, that's a good price, really, when you think about how much they wanted last year for him.
yeah, and given the age he is and how much experience he's got in the Championship, I mean, he was at Hull for 6 seasons as well. So
Yeah,
you got a great deal of experience on his belt, and with the ages as well. I think and it's not it's not a signing I don't think we could get excited about. It
no,
doesn't carry the weight that Danny Bart did, but when
no,
you factor in his age and his experience, given he's a fair bit younger than Danny Bart, it's not an exciting signing. It's not a big name like Danny Bart is in terms of Championship defenders. But overall, I think it's a very sensible purchase from Rovers. I was a little bit concerned when it comes to getting players in through the door in the transfer window that pretty much all the players are going to be from overseas. And it's
yeah,
actually nice to see that we've been into the domestic market and got another player in through the door at Rovers. And not always a free transfer either. So we're willing to
no,
spend a little bit of money as and when we need to. So it looks like we're spending money where it matters. And obviously with Sean McLaughlin through the door and having his championship experience, he can hit the ground running once a new season starts. And as we know and as we speak, he's already gone on a plane to Spain with the
yeah.
squad to continue the pre-season with us with what's left. So I think it's a very sensible purchase from us. And obviously he can play left back as well. And he's a left-sided midfielder and left-footed, which is one that we've been looking for. And as you said, with terms of strength and depth, I think he's more for rotation as well. I think Valerian Ishmael is a manager that looks to rotate players with Rovers. And given that Hayden Carter picked up a knock in the pre-season friendly against Aki Stanley last season, I think it was a really good timing of getting someone in through the door as well into the pre-season and in his
Yeah,
transfer window. So all in all, I think Sean McLoughlin could be a good signing for us.
Well, I
I did
hope
ask
so.
Hull fans. I did ask Hull fans what they thought of him, and they said he was a number of them said he was a reliable centre back, but he'd sort of fallen down the pecking order there as well. And some of them were quite sad to see him go from the start, from what I read in the comments and what I looked at on their opinions of him. And he's been a long-serving player. I mean, if you've been at the club for 6 seasons, you might want a new challenge as well. And given Hull's situation, it isn't particularly great with the transfer embargo, which is currently being appealed. And then they were on the back end of a relegation battle last season as well. So
Yeah.
there is a bit of uncertainty going over at Hull. So that could be another reason why McLaughlin's come to Rovers as well. Not that they were much stable. We're quite unpredictable at the best of times as well. But I'm quite confident that he could do all right at Rovers, given his championship experience and the age that he is. But it remains to be seen, really. But I'm really going to judge him on how he does at Rovers once, he's had a full season under his belt.
Yeah.
So it remains to be seen. But I think all in all, it looks to be a sensible purchase.
I mean, I'm not arguing with the purchase. I think it like you say, it doesn't light up the headlines or anything like that. But at the end of the day, like you say, he's experienced and he's young enough to be an asset for a couple of seasons. And if he fits in well and he plays well for us, at £500,000, you can't complain, can you? So
Oh, not
fingers
at all.
crossed, we've got a player that becomes a decent asset for us.
Yeah, it could be. Could be. So that's it with transfers. There's no other updates with Rovers.
Yeah,
We've been pretty quiet last week. I mean,
I'm
there's
kind of
links and rumours, but I
annoyed
mean,
that we're not getting any clarity on the Britain thing because, like I say, it's been one of them. There's bids going in, but there's not really anything being really talked about in terms of whether we're going to accept anything, whether Britain's going to stay with us, anything like that. And I'd hate to lose him. I think personally, he's one of our best fullbacks. He's one of the best fullbacks in the Championship.
yeah, Callum Britton is. I mean, we did talk about this on the last pod,
I know. I don't want to
and
take up too much time with this, but yeah,
no,
that's the only other bit of news
no,
that really that there is transfer wise. And I was just like, well, we've not really heard any more updates on it. And me personally, I hope we keep hold of him because I think he's an asset to us. He's one of the best in the league, in my opinion, in his position.
yeah, he is an asset to us. But my stance on Britton hasn't changed. I think we should try and cash him in and let him go.
Yeah,
And with the way things are at the moment, but if he does make a U-turn and sign a contract or something, then I'll give him a second chance, basically, from where I
yeah.
stand. But it's a bit of everything's up in air at the moment with Britain. We don't know whether he's staying or whether he's going. Who knows? So I'm just
I'll
going to watch
cross
his
that
space
bridge when we
really
come
where
to
he's
it.
concerned. Yeah, exactly. So that's the transfers over and done with.
Yep.
Now all the kits are out. After the away kit came out on Friday last week, we're going to have a look and rate all the Rovers kits that have come out for the 25-26 season. So first, we're going to discuss the home kit. What do you make of the upcoming season's home kit?
I don't mind it. I mean, there are better ones out there, personally. I mean, if you got, I have got a favourite out of the three that they've released. I'll reveal that when we get to the one that's my favourite. So I think that by itself tells you this one isn't my favourite out of the three. But I don't mind it. I don't think it's a bad kit. We've had a lot worse. We've had better, in my opinion. So again, it's one of them. I would say personally, I'd be tempted to get the jersey, but I'm actually tempted to get one of the other ones that's come out this time around for a change. I tend to always go for the blue and white ones, the home kits, and I think this time around I might go for one of the others,
Yeah,
just for a bit of a
I think
change.
yeah, I think this season's kit was a bit underwhelming. I think because of how good last season's were
Yeah,
and what a great design last season's were. I thought it was a bit understated, a little bit boring. But given it was the club's 150th anniversary, there is a very traditional look to it as well.
yeah,
Though it has a nice nod to the past. You know, back in the 1960s when we had the
yeah.
great
It
legends
does.
with Ronnie Clayton and Brian Douglas. You know, there's the iconic pictures of Clayton and Douglas sporting that jersey. The collar in particular, you know, where it's half blue,
Yeah,
half white. There's a real nod to the 60s with that as well.
there is.
Um, I wasn't sure on the black bits though. like which says
No,
150 on the back. I wasn't quite sure on that. And the same with the Macron logo being black on that side. But as I
yeah.
looked back and thought about it, I thought there is another nod to the club's past in recent times. For example, take the 90s kits when we had Asics. Asics logo was black, and I think it
Good
was I
point.
can't remember what season it was. We had Umbro that had a black logo on when we had 10Bet as a sponsor as well. So there's a little bit of a nod there. And if we're going to talk about the sponsors, Crown Paints, that was in black as well on the background
Well,
box. So I
Crown
suppose a bit
Paints
of a
are
nod
one of
there as
my
well.
Crown Paints are one of my favorite. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to that in a little bit. But that was one of my favorite kits, one of the Crown Paint ones. So
Yeah. And what they've also done on the home jersey, they've got like a little embossed pattern, haven't they, with the thorns and
yeah,
the stem of the rose. I thought that's quite a nice touch, that. I thought that's actually quite smart. But because it's 150th anniversary, I'd like to see like gold lettering or something,
yeah,
behind the
I get what you're
150,
saying.
like in blue.
Something a bit more
I think that would be
extravagant,
quite a
make it
touch.
stand out more, make you realise, yeah, this
Yeah,
is the 150th anniversary sort of thing.
yeah. When you look at that, it doesn't scream 150th anniversary. I mean, when you look at Birmingham, their 150th anniversary, same year as Rovers, they've got gold in their home jersey.
Mm.
And I thought, why we could have made a bigger deal of that. But all in all, the home jersey's grown on me, and I do like it. But we're going to give it marks out of 10. I think the home jersey will be a solid 7 out of 10 for me.
So yeah, I was going to go 6.5.
No,
It's
fair
above
enough.
average for me. It's definitely above average. We've had a lot worse,
Mm.
but we've had better, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a neat and clean design, but it doesn't. There's no striking features or elements really, apart from the
No,
thorn and stem bit,
yeah,
and
the
obviously the
embossed bit.
collar that has a nod to the past. Yeah,
Yeah, the
but
60s
all in
style
all, it's
collar
a
is quite,
very
quite a nut. Like you say, it's quite a historical one, really, isn't it? It's quite, like you say, it's a step down memory lane.
definitely. There's a nice nod to the past with that. Right, next we're going to look at the away kit, which was the last of the kits that came out. It
That
came
was
out on
released the other day.
Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah, that came out on Friday. And they used the landmarks, didn't they, when they did the video reel of like around
yeah. I
Blackburn and
quite
Darwin
enjoyed
as
the
well.
video reveal. I must admit, the reveal was really enjoyable to watch. I thought. I think I actually enjoyed the reveal more than the shirt, which isn't a bad thing because I don't think the shirt's that bad. The away one, I do quite like
Well,
the style of the new away shirt. Um, but I enjoyed the video reel more.
I enjoyed the reel more when Scott Wharton and
Yeah,
Dion Deneve and who else? Christy Montgomery were revealed wearing it. I
yeah,
like the away jersey. I wasn't sure at first. I
yeah.
thought, oh, it's a bit garish. But as I looked at it more and had a quick proper glance at it and studied it, I thought, actually, this is quite a nice away kit.
I
I
like
don't
it.
my when it comes to away kits, I've always preferred a red or a black red away kit, red and black one personally.
Really. So yeah,
But this
I
one is,
suppose it's preference and colours. I mean, I'm not. I have got. I have got. I like it to a couple of the red kits we've had in the past, but I'm not normally a red kit person. So
yeah,
I actually quite like this one because it's not
yeah. I
red,
think it look.
obviously.
No, I think it's really smart though. The yellow, the shade of yellow, like the golden yellow.
It's like I'm
This
going to
looks
say it's
like
more
the
of a
club.
goldy colour to me. That's how it looks
Yeah, it's
anyway.
like a really gold, like a strong golden color.
Mm.
And that to me shouts this is a big deal of the club's anniversary.
Yeah,
That away kit in the golden colour. But what I also like on the club's jersey is like they've got the backgrounds like layered underneath,
yeah.
like an overlay of like the landmarks of the buildings and landscapes of Blackburn and Darwin as well, with the tower, with Ewood Park, the train station, Corporation Park, the Wainwright Bridge, and Darwin Tower. I think it looks amazing.
I do
I'm not
actually really like
keen.
it.
Yeah, the only thing I'm not keen on is this placing of the badge and the Macron
Yeah,
logo with it being centralised. I'm not a fan of football
no,
shirts where everything's all centrally placed.
that spoiled it for me a little bit.
But I'm only nitpicking here, though. That's just preference, really. But what's also quite nice is like there's a strong contrast with everything black as well, with the Watson Ramsbottom logo, the
Yeah,
club's crest, and the Macron logo, and even on like the sleeves and the collar, it's got a proper collar on as well, which I like on football shirts in general.
yeah.
But they've also got a little red strip, haven't they? Red and blue strip as well. on the sleeves as well.
I'm
I
going to
think
say
it's
down the
strike.
sleeve.
Yeah,
Well,
I think it's a very
on the
bold and
actual, yeah.
yeah, I think it's a very bold and striking design for the away kit. The rating I'm going to give for the kit, I'm going to give an 8 out of 10.
I was going to say about an 8 myself. I think it's much more
Yeah.
deserving of a higher score. Looks a lot more like an anniversary shirt. And like you said, I do like the pictures that are like that, like kind of like just like the landmarks and that. It does look more like an anniversary shirt to me, and I do like it.
Yeah, it's a nice tribute to like
It's
the
the one I
landscape
might be
style of.
looking at getting, although I do like the other kit that we're about to mention as well. So I'm very torn between these two, and this is why
Yeah,
it's a tough call for me this time around out of the three kits, because I think the away kit's a lovely kit. I like the, like you say, the nod to the landmarks, but I do like this next kit we're about to talk about.
yeah, I think Macron have done a brilliant job with the kits. I think for
Yeah,
Rovers in general, with it, when it comes to designs of the jerseys, there's been one or two that I'm not too
yeah,
keen on, but we can talk about that later on when we talk about the kits down the
yeah.
years gone by. So we've talked about the away kit. Last but not least is the third kit, which
I
I've
like
got.
this.
Yeah, it's absolutely lovely. I wasn't
I
sure at
like
first
it.
on the green.
I must admit, I
I
was
wasn't.
the same as you. I was like, "Ooh, I don't know if I like this," but it's really grown on me.
Well, it's really grown on me as well. And I looked at it, I thought, actually, that's a really neat and classy design that Rovers
Mm,
have got for this third kit. When I think of green for Rovers, I always think of goalkeeper jerseys. Mark
yeah,
Bradfriedel would have
I was
worn.
thinking
So
Friedel and
I think there's a little nod to that. But Rovers set up, apparently the club stated that it's a nod to the club's heritage. You know, the Blackburn Darwen Council's coat of arms.
yeah,
It's got green on it, shade of green. It's in the museum as well, where Todd Campbell, Hayden Carter, and Sidney Tavares posed and modelled into the jersey.
yeah,
But there's another thing as well. If you're a certain age and from a certain generation, you'll probably remember that the buzzes around Blackburn and Darwen were in probably shade of green like this and a creamy
yeah.
white. It does look white though, but there is a very pale creamy white to it. And there's a very nice contrast to it as well. And what they've also done as well, they've got halves as well, like the
Yeah,
home jersey, which Blackburn Rovers are known for having halves, aren't they, on the kits as well over the
yeah.
years as well, which is nice not to let pass because we've had away kits with halves on it as well, obviously in different colours to the home kit. But I
Well,
actually went over to see family like over the weekend, and my granddad have said to me, "Oh, that looks really nice. That's a really nice shirt you've got there, Luke. You don't usually wear green. What is that shirt?" And obviously of my Irish heritage as well. So that's a nice nod to my heritage as well,
yeah.
there as well. And on my mum's side of the family as well, heritage on her side and my dad's side. So it's a really nice nod to that as well on a personal level. But they looked at it, so that's a really smart shirt, that really neat and everything. And, you know, like I was like really like taken back by it. Um, but yeah, I think this is arguably the best, one of the best away shirts ever made. I think we don't usually go
Wow.
for green,
That's
but
that's a statement itself. I mean, I think it's
yeah,
up there, definitely up there. All time, wow, that's a bold statement. I mean, I ain't going to argue with it because I do like it myself. But wow, fair play. Go on and stand up and give us a quick show of it.
I'm gonna the only thing I'm gonna nitpick here is the
Yeah,
crest colour. I know some said white for rose, but I think if they had the normal like Rovers crest on, I think that would have just been
yeah.
like the icing on the cake. But other than that, I can't fault it. I'm gonna
Go
give
on,
it a 9 out of 10.
stand up so the people who aren't as familiar can have a good glance
There we
at it.
go.
There you go, guys. I
There we
like it.
go.
I think it's smart.
Do you know what's also really nice about it as well? You can walk around town and stuff, and people aren't gonna.
Yeah,
You can just sort of blend in. You're not gonna draw attention because you know what they like when you walk around out in the community and stuff. Sometimes wearing a football shirt,
yeah.
you can sort of attract the wrong attention without meaning to. But I mean, I usually wear football shirts when I go to Ewood or go watch Rovers at
I'm
home with
really torn
friends.
on which one to get because I do like this one, but I also do like that new away kit. It's I like the nod to the heritage, so it's a tough decision for me. But I am probably going to give this one slightly higher marks. Probably going to go with an 8.5.
Hey.
I'm,
Brilliant.
I'm being
So
the boy. I'm being the what's the word?
the bad cop.
Yeah,
You're
bad
being a
cop.
bad cop, like you said. Yeah, you're just being a bad cop, Smith. That's what it is. Right. So, Rovers fans, what's your favourite kits for this season? Is it the home kit? Is it the away kit? Or is it the third kit? Let us know in the comments section.
I'll put a
Right. We're
little
going to
poll
talk
out when
about
we post the episode as well, so we can get people's opinions. Be nice to see other
Yeah.
people's thoughts.
Yeah. That'd be great. That'd be great to see the poll. That can be discussed on the next pod, I suppose, and see
Yeah.
what the poll is for the fans that vote their favourite kit for this season. Right, we're going to talk about kits gone by. Speaking of Rovers kits,
Yeah,
so
I've been looking forward to this. I've been looking at a lot of the
yeah,
kits in the early '90s, so
yeah.
pretty
So
much all our Premier
anybody
League kits.
watching, yeah. So anybody watching, listening, let us know what you think in the comment section down below. So we're going to talk about kits down memory lane. Liam is going to mention his best and worst kits, and I'm going to mention my best and worst kits.
Now,
So
bear in mind, these are the kits that I quite like. Not saying they're the best. I'm just saying these are some of my favourites from years gone by. So I've got a little list of 5, and I've got one honorary mention as well. But so I started with the 2019-20 kits, the Bet 10 ones. I liked all 3 of them, I'll be honest with you. But the away and the away kit and the third kit were the ones I really liked out of them. I just like the style. I like the design on them. I thought they were really smart. You got it's like a whitish colour with like grey sort of pattern to it, like it's really smart. That was the away one, and then obviously the third kit was just as nice as well. I like that one. I thought that was quite a nice kit too. Um, one of my favourite kits, and I don't know why, but one of my favourite kits is the 2014-2015 away kit, the Zebra Lawn sponsor, the light blue one.
oh, that teal green one, like a toothpaste colour one.
It's a bit like that colour.
Yeah, like a toothpaste
Yeah,
colour.
it's like a greeny blue colour. It's
That back,
like a sea green blue colour. I quite liked it. Don't know why,
yeah,
but
back when
I
we
suppose I like that colour. So
Yeah, that was back when we had Rudy Gestead playing on the pitch rather
yeah,
being in the boardroom now, didn't we? As well,
oh
Jordan
yeah,
Rhodes, Tom Kearney. I don't know if he left by that point, and then also like Craig Conway was there as well. Yeah, I do remember that one.
I'm
Remember
gonna
that
say
one.
I
That was
thought you
like
might
all
remember
the way
that
from
one. I
'90.
quite like that one. I don't know
I
why,
do
but there's
remember that
just a
one.
little nod to that one. I've saved the best for last, but we'll go on to my next one. So the next one I've got on my list is the away kit from 2009-2010, the away crown paints from the white top. I really like the style of it.
Yeah, a pretty neat one. That
It
that
was
was the
quite
season with
detailed.
the
It looked smart.
yeah. I remember that game. I think when we played Villa in the was it in the League Cup semi final? I think we played in that kit, didn't we?
Yeah.
As well. We had like Nelson, Samba, Pedersen, Dunn, El Hadji Diouf. I think there's the player that sticks out in that
El
jersey that
Hadji.
season. Jason Roberts was another
Wow.
one. I think,
Roberts. Wow.
yeah, Jason Roberts.
You forget
Um,
some of these class players that used to play for. I mean, I've got my favourite players from that era, but yeah, you forget players like Roberts played for us.
yeah, you get you know when you discuss the kits and stuff, you
Yeah,
mention like the
it
memories of the
jogs your
club's
memories, doesn't it?
period, and then you associate it with players as well in that point in history. Do you want me to mention my best 5 kits?
Well,
I've got the.
I've got two more of my best 5, and then I'll let you do your 5.
Have you done the home and away ones?
Well, that 2019-20, that was just one. I covered all 3 because I
Right.
couldn't pick. Um,
Right.
2005-2006 was the Lonsdale home on the blue and white one. I quite liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was when
Just
we
smart.
did a double over Man United.
Yes, it was. It was smart. It was neat. It was tidy. It looked good. I quite liked it.
What players do remind you of in that jersey? I'm thinking of like Robbie Savage, Two Guy,
I was just
Pedersen,
about to
David
say it had to be
Bentley,
Savage and 2 guy for me. You had
David Bentley was in that
Bentley was
kit.
class. Bentley was class for us.
Stephen Warnock was another one. You were in
I'm
there.
here.
Was it Benny
Warnock, yeah.
McCarthy in there as well? Benny McCarthy would have been in that kit as well. Or was it
Could have been.
the
Was it
season
Benny
after that?
McCarthy around that time? Was it Rocky?
I'm not sure. I know they definitely were around when we had Bet24 though. It was the Mark Hughes era anyway with Rovers. That was a golden
Yeah.
period in the club's history. We were in Europe, weren't we, at that time? We had Nelson there and Samba, I think, didn't we, as well, at that time? I think that's when we got him in.
And then my final
So,
one,
yeah.
saved the best for last. 94-95 season, just because of the memories.
Yeah,
Both home
can't
and
argue
away.
with that, can you?
Both
Is
home and
that the
away.
home kit? Both home and away?
I prefer
Yeah.
the home, but I do quite like the black and white stripe away one as well. But no, the
You
home
mean
one will be
black and
long.
red? You mean
Say
black and
again?
red, not black and white. You said black
Did I
and
say?
white stripes.
Did I say black? I meant black and red. I meant black and red. It's mostly red with tiny thin black stripes.
Yeah, there were pinstripes on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember. That like what we had last season.
Yeah, a bit like last season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mickey and Lager, obviously the sponsor. You can remember it well. Like I say, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a nice kit, and it brings back memories. So I mean,
Yeah, very happy memories.
I remember going. I remember the end of the season when they had the parade around the pitch. My actual sister actually managed to sneak onto the pitch, and Shearer carried around the pitch, which I was
Brilliant.
furious about. I was furious about because she weren't even a Rovers fan. I wanted to be on the pitch. I was gutted. Honestly, I was so upset and jealous. And so anyway, it is what it is.
Yeah. Right. I've got
Go
my
on, let's
best
hear your
kits.
five.
Yeah. I've got the best home kits. I've got from fifth. I've got the 2016 kit, the one by Nike. The last season Nike did it. You
Yeah,
know, the blue half was on the right side, right shade of blue. Got the collar on it. I just thought that was a really neat, clean, classy kit from Nike. And
yeah,
Daffabet as a sponsor, the blue tick.
yeah. The Dapper
That
Bet
was
one.
like
Yeah,
one
I
of the
remember
best
now.
looking kits. Not the best season, admittedly, but because Gary Boy left, Paul Lambert came and then left once the season ended. But remember players like Danny Graham in that kit. Who else we have? Like Craig Conway
I was going to say
in that
Conway,
kit.
weren't it?
Yeah, I think Grant Hanlon was there just before he left. There was some good looking kits at that time. That was a really neat looking kit. Fourth, I've got the 2009-2010 home kit. Umbro, Crown Paints. The second
Yes.
season we had Crown Paints. Obviously, I think done.
You said the 2009, 2010.
Yeah. And it's got a
Yeah,
bit of red on it. Red,
yeah.
blue,
I know
and
exactly
white
the one.
on the
I was looking at
collar
that
and
because
on the strip.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was looking at
And
that one as well because I picked the away one, didn't I? But you
yeah.
picked the home one.
And
The home one's
yeah,
lovely. It was.
yeah, and the Umbro logo was red as well, which I thought, yeah, that'll
Yeah,
do. And that reminds me of like Dunn, Pedersen, Elijah Juve, Jason Roberts. I think we had
I'm going to say Dunn and
Kalinic
Pedders
at
are the
the
ones that
time.
I remember from that.
Yeah, Samba and
Friedel.
Nelson. No Friedel left by that point. We had Paul Robinson in goal.
Did Friedel leave
And
by then?
obviously, yeah, he left because Sam Allardyce was in charge
I'm getting my
by
years
that
mixed
point.
up.
He left the season before when
He
Paul
left the
Ince was
season
there.
before. Yeah.
Yeah. And last but not least, it's when we did the double over Burnley in the Premier League. That's one of the reasons I remember that shirt as well.
Oh, yes.
And there's another and there's another player we had in that squad as well, Stephen Enzonzi as well, and Martin Olsen. So there's some
Olsen.
fond memories
Yeah.
there. And Phil Jones made his debut for Rovers as well against Chelsea. I remember that one as well. So that's a very fun and memorable kit from the
Yeah, it was class for
2009-2010.
us. I mean, it was good for Man United, but I think we had the best of him.
Well, he won Silverweight United, so that could be argued.
True, true.
Third of the home kits is the 2005 and 2006 kit, which is what you said, didn't you? The one with Lonsdale.
Yep.
Lonsdale as the maker and Lonsdale's sponsor. The
Yeah.
only thing I love that kit. I think it looked great. The only thing I didn't like about it was that the sponsor shredded off as well when you put it in the washing machine. It looked
Yes,
like a
it did.
dog chewed it. It
Yeah.
flaked off really easily.
Yeah, I noticed that happened to mine. So yes, no, you're right. It did. But I love that shirt. I thought it was a really nice looking shirt. But like you say, it started to peel away the sponsor, the Lonzo bit.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah. And number two, and obviously we're playing in Europe. We had Mark Hughes did a double over Man United, so that's another reason.
Oh yes.
At that time, Man United were a team that we probably saw more as our local rivals of any Premier League team.
Yeah.
at that time as well because
We
we
used,
were
we used to fill the
like Wolves
stadium
fans.
for Man United games without
Yeah.
any issue. We used to fill the stadium
And,
with Man United games.
yeah, and I didn't think of it at the time though. Like I saw Cristiano Ronaldo play. It's like that's a privilege itself now when you look back with what he
Exactly.
achieved later on. You've been to see one of the goats and all that as well. And at the time, I didn't think he would be at that time, and I knew he was a really, really good player. And
Yeah.
obviously, he's been phenomenal, and he's had a
We
phenomenal
were
career.
privileged to see one of the best attacking set of players in the world play against Rovers, and that was Rooney and
Yeah,
Ronaldo. I mean, that partnership
yeah.
in itself.
United was such a dominant force at that time as well. So that was what makes the achievement even greater as well for Rovers doing a
Yeah.
double over United as well. So number 2 is the 2000 to 2002 kit. It's where Kappa made the kit and we had Time as our sponsor.
Oh, Time
That
Computers, yeah.
evokes a, that evokes a lot of good memories for me. Think of Janssen,
Well,
think of Dunn,
League
think
Cup,
of
yeah.
Duff,
Andy
think of
Cole,
Craig Shaw, yeah, Lucas Neal, Gary Flitcroft, Andy Cole, and there's a
Gillespie were
lot
there
of.
then, weren't he?
Pardon?
Gillespie.
Yeah, Keith Gillespie were there as well. I forgot about
Hmm.
him. And there's a lot of great memories for Rovers
Yeah.
in that period
We
as
had a
well.
good team then as well. It was a good set of
Yeah,
players.
yeah. Oh, yeah. We got back into the Premier League.
Yeah.
We thrashed Burnley when we had that kit as well, 5-0. Obviously, did a double over them. Then we got back into the Premier League. Then we're playing in Europe, and we won the League Cup.
And we won the League
I
Cup, yeah.
mean,
Millennium
you can't
Stadium.
be. Yeah,
2-1 Spurs.
yeah. Matt
Good old
Jansen and
Jansen.
Andy Cole got the goals. And I mean, I can't really say more than that. And on a personal level, I wore that kit when I was walking onto the pitch with the players. I won it as a prize. I went to Rovers City Centre as a kid.
That's
I
pretty
walked on
cool.
the game.
That's a memory in
Yeah, that
itself.
was really cool. I remember Brad Friedel walked past, two guy walked past, Janssen walking past. And when I was supposed to have been about 10 at the time, and I was looking up. I think Brad Friedel thought, "Bloody hell, he is a unit." And I thought, what a memory. Do you know what game it was that I walked on the pitch with the players with?
Go on.
It was the 7-1 game against West Ham where we won
I
7-1.
remember that game.
That
I remember
is
us all singing at the end, "Are
oh,
you Burnley in the skies?"
because they wore claret and blue
Yeah.
as well, which made it even more amusing, didn't it? That is one of the best Rovers games I've ever been to. Not just because of the amount of goals scored, but being on the pitch, walking with the players. That was such a memorable day. One of the days I'll never forget
I don't
as a
blame you.
Rovers fan. And obviously, number 1 is the 94-95 jersey. I don't need to go about that because you've already explained it. Sutton, Shearer winning the
Yeah.
title. You think of
Lasso,
Hendry, Lasso, Sherwood, Batty. We were really at the top of our game at that point.
Hendry.
So,
Hendry, show us your ass.
yeah.
Newell.
Right, right, the next one, I'm going to talk about the best away kits. 5th, 2021-22. That was the solid red and black halves. We didn't change the sleeves on our away kit. That was when it was Mowbray's last season in charge, where we were very much an automatic promotion, and then the rest inevitably
Yeah.
tailed off. You think of Dak, you think of Armstrong, Brereton Diaz, Joe Rothwell. That season. I picked that more of a design really, rather than just reflecting on what year it is of the season. 4th, this might be a controversial one. It's the 94-95 one. I don't know because of the memories, but when you think of Rovers at the top period, you don't think of the away jerseys much, but I do like the design, but obviously because of the season it was. But red and black, again. Number 3 is 2007 to 2008. It's Umbro, where they did the solid red and black halves with Bet24. Savage 2 guy, Pedersen, Santa Cruz, McCarthy, Warnock, and Samba and Nelson, Friedel. The Mark Hughes era had a really good period of the club's history. Number 2 is the 27-18 one of the away jerseys. The black with the red pinstripes. that's got to be up there. I think of Charlie Mulgrew when he scored the winning goal against Doncaster to get us back up to the Championship. And obviously, I think of Bradley Dack, Danny Graham, Adam Armstrong. There were good memories there. That season on the final day that got us promoted straight back to the Championship. One of the high points under our controversial owners, I'd say.
Yeah, I will agree.
And last but not least, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, is the 2000 to 2002 away kit, which is the red and black one with the red and black stripes. More red than black. And obviously it evokes memories of Misty Jansen, who is behind me, when we clinched the goal against Preston North End at Deepdale that got us back to the Premier League as well. I think the away kits I've chosen more for design as well. And then obviously more of like the memories and the players that I associate with as well. So what are your thoughts and opinions on the kits, the best and worst kits made by Rovers? Let us know in the comments down below.
I've got a list of 5 away kits that I really disliked just from the look of them. I don't know if you want to hear my 5. I got the 98 to 91 orange kit, away one. Just did not like the look of that at all.
Oh, that is garish. That is a hideous kit.
It is, isn't it? It's just it doesn't look nice at all. There is a second orange one, which was the 97-98 away kit. Again, wasn't a fan of that either.
No,
didn't look nice to me.
No, that was quite garish.
This is one that might spark some
grey as well.
Yes, there was. Yes, this third one might spark some controversy because of the era and the year. I didn't like this kit at all. From 1993 to 1995, the third kit, the yellow with the black sleeves, didn't like it.
I've seen worse ones than that. But I don't think it's a great away kit, but I don't think it's one of the worst ones.
Well, we weren't really using it that often anyway, because we had a blue and white and we had a red and black. But the yellow with the black sleeves wasn't a nice looking kit. I just didn't like it personally. I've gone off how I look at it and think, well, I don't like that. I don't like the way it looks. Just doesn't look good to me. So I've not associated it with anything in terms of the football or anything like that. The 2014-2015 season, the red one, it's got like one white stripe down the middle here.
I don't like that one.
It's the third kit, yeah. I don't like that one either. I think it looks hideous. It just doesn't look right.
No, was that the Nike one with RFS?
I think it was, yeah.
Rhodes and Gestead at that time.
Yeah, it just got one, like a red shirt, and it's just got one white stripe there going down on that side.
Yeah, and when the position
weird.
It just looked like it was just an afterthought, didn't it, when it was put on there? And then you got the RFS logo, which it looks really disjointed, didn't it? That away jersey. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Then the one other one I've gone for the 2011-2012 yellow away kit. I wasn't a big fan of that one either. But they're the ones I picked out as ones I wasn't that keen on, mainly because of how they looked rather than what I associated them with in terms of the football.
Yeah, no, that was a toxic era as well, weren't it?
Yeah.
We had Knobhead in charge of the club at the time. There was so much unrest at Ewood Park. Yeah, there was so much unrest at Ewood Park. The protests just fell on deaf ears. We were inevitably relegated to the Premier League. It was such an awful era at that time.
It was.
So, yeah. My worst kits. The home one is the 5th. Is the 2018-2019 one. It's the pale blue one with Tembe.
Yeah.
I don't like that kit at all.
The really pale blue one, yeah. I wasn't as big a fan of that. I prefer the normal blue and white ones we have.
Yeah, that's what I've grown up with and what I've known best as Rovers. It doesn't feel like or feel like a Rover shirt to me. I don't mind a pale of blue. Like, like when we had Simon Garner playing towards the end of his time at Rovers. That pale of blue's fine. That one is too pale for my liking. It doesn't look and feel like a Rovers jersey.
I got that shirt bought for me and all, and I wasn't a fan of it, I must admit. But obviously, you're going to wear it being a Rovers kit, and you're going to wear it because you got it as a present. But it wasn't my favourite colour in terms of blue and white.
Yeah, and the colour, the contrast is just weak. And then you've
Yeah,
got the Umbro pattern with the diamonds on the sleeve. It looked a bit weird. It looked a bit fussy. And
yeah,
I know it reflects a good era because we were back in Championship.
yeah,
Dak, Graham, Armstrong, you name it there at the time. So, and Stuart Downing, I think, came to the club at the time. Represents an era that we were more stable, bit of direction going forward. So that's why I put it lower down on the worst kits,
yeah.
worst home jerseys. Um, Fourth, I'm going to have the 2012-13 one. I thought that was just the design. I thought it's a bit fussy
Yeah,
with the collars. And I didn't like the fact that the blue and white halves weren't swapped around at the back. It was all
yeah.
one. And I can only think of one or two players in that shirt, really. Danny Murphy, Dixon Itiru,
Oh,
and Bradley Orr. That the players that have been like your worst Rovers 11, or at least your worst Rovers squad.
we were
So,
promised players like Zidane and Ronaldinho, and we got bloody Dixon two and Danny Murphy.
yeah. I mean, the only marquee signing we
Oh, I
probably had.
remember that. I remember that when he made
Yeah,
out.
the
Oh,
only.
we've got these really good players coming this time, and we're going to invest. We're going to bring in these really good players. We're look, and they were that on about saying it was like making little things out there. Oh, we're looking at Ronaldinho. We're looking at bringing Beckham back. We're looking at. I'm like, what the hell? Why do we want these retired players or these players at the end of their career? Let's get some exciting players in. Who did they bring in? Danny Murphy and Dixon Atuhu.
No. And to add insult to injury, we had Leon Best as well, which doesn't make it any
Shit,
better,
yeah,
does
I
it?
forgot about Best.
No. That is one of the worst looking home kits, I think.
It was one of the worst
And
squads we had as well.
yeah. But sad thing is, I have got that home jersey as well. And I do wear it sometimes on match days. So, and the Probiz sponsored looks really tacky on it. I don't have the Probiz sponsor on it, thankfully. It came off. Not too bothered about that. Third is the 98 to 2000 one of the home kit. We had everything centralised, all sport. We got relegated to
Yes,
the Prem.
I remember now.
That's
Yeah,
a low point in the club's history. And look, Jack Walker sadly passed away around that time. So that's not a great memories of
bad
Rovers,
memories. Yeah,
that
I can
jersey.
understand why you picked that
So,
one because it brings bad memories with
yeah.
it.
Brings bad memories, a low point in the club's history. It's not the worst one because of where we got to straight after.
Yeah.
So the next one is a 26-17 jersey when we got relegated to League One that season with a bit of red on
Oh,
there.
yeah.
That gives me bad memories. I think of the awful era we had, the former Dingles manager, who they called Judas, coming to us. Worst ever appointment.
And then they caught. Then they praised him because he took us down.
Yeah. Worst kit ever. Worst home kit ever. The worst
Yes.
home kit after, well, that's second to worst kit. But that isn't the worst one because, like what I mentioned before with the 99 to 98 2000 kit, was that we got back up into Championship. What followed on after that. But the first one, worst one of the lot, is a 2011-2012 kit with a thick red collar, thick red sleeves, and then the
Yes.
blue and white halves weren't swapped round. We were late to get our sponsor sorted. It was a toxic season. Nobed was in charge. Unrest at the club. Relegated down to Championship. I'm not quite recovered from that. I think that's it reminds me of like that's where the rot set in and everything. And we had like players like Davy Goodwillie, Anthony Modeste, Bradley Orr coming in. Like you said, they made the singing and dancing about getting Ronaldinho in, wanting to sign David Beckham. And then you're having Nobed saying, oh, this player's going to be the next Wayne Rooney, or this one's going to be the next Dennis Irwin. Well, dearie me. Right. So
We're
I've done the
both
worst
passionate
home
about
kit.
that season, aren't we? We're not happy.
Yeah, not happy about it. Done the worst home kit. Now the worst away kits. I've gone for the 96-97 one. Bright yellow. We had the black collars, but there was a little pattern on the side of it, the left-hand side of it. It was basically a mishmash of the Rovers crest layered on top of it. It looked so garish. That was one of the worst away kits. I think that is worse than the orange one you mentioned.
Oh my god.
It's
That's one of
idiot.
my worst ones of all. That
It's
orange one's
idiot.
hideous.
Last but not least, the 99, the 98, 99 and 2000 third kit. It was like in navy blue, and there was a diagonal stripe that was
Yes,
red
there was, yeah.
with a grey on the outside, and the CS logo was grey. That was garish. And like I mentioned on the worst home ones, it reminds me of a low point in the club's history. Down out of the Premier League, Uncle Jack passed away. So I associate it with that. It was a low point in the club's history.
Yeah.
But what followed on, we got back and bounced back from that. Second worst one is the 2016-17 away kit, the navy blue one, where we had a blue and white bit, and then it stops with the Daffabet logo. That was a bit of a mishmash, and that revokes a low point in the club's history. Because all I think about with that jersey is on the final day of that season, we clinched the win against Brentford away, but the results for other teams went against us, and inevitably we were relegated to League One. That was one of the worst ones. And Judas, who used to manage down the M65, who they call Judas, was managing us as well. So I don't think of that. And then I think of like Jason Law in that shirt, Shane Duffy,
I
think
I
the red
at
one. I think
that
Shane
point,
Duffy
I
when he got
hated
sent.
Shane Duffy. I still think he put the ball in net twice on purpose. I felt like he
And then
turned on
got
the
himself
fans and
sent off as well.
got himself sent off on purpose and put the ball in our net twice on purpose. I felt like it was done on purpose. I mean, I know people will say it wasn't, and it was just a bad, unlucky own goal. To me, it felt like it was done purposely, as like an FU to
No,
the fans.
it was disgraceful. And that time it was just past the anniversary that Uncle Jack passed away, and
Yeah,
we were wearing the black armbands, and he took it off when he got sent off, didn't he?
yeah.
Threw it off, which is, if you disrespect Uncle Jack, you're going to disrespect Blackburn Rovers fans without fail.
And end of the day, to me, that was the end with Duffy. I was done with him. I can't stand the guy.
Yeah, there was no going
I
back.
wasn't his biggest fan in the first place, but he wasn't a bad player at one point for us. But towards the end, I hated the guy.
No, there was no going back from that, was there at all?
No,
But I didn't mention that kit. But the worst one is what you mentioned, the 2011, 2012 with the yellow and black. I already mentioned the era, so I'm not going to go about that again. But another honorary mention of the worst away in third kits is that white and grey one from 2012, 2013. Umbro made it. It had white. Base was white. It had very pale grey stripes, and then on top of it, it had a very thin navy blue pinstripes. That is one of the
I know
worst
which one you
away
mean. Yeah,
jerseys. Not, I mean, it's not offensive. It's just so bland and uninspiring. One
yeah,
of the worst looking ever kits. What doesn't help was that it was an era that we had Murphy and Itiru, Leon Best in that kit, in that era. And Bradley Hall. Though the only good player I have evoked memories of that season is Nuno Gomez. In
yeah.
that jersey.
Good player.
So that's the best and worst kits that we've discussed here. So what do you think is the best and worst Rovers kits through the years of your home and away ones? Let us know in the comment section. So we're going to discuss the Rovers and Everton pre-season friendly. So we were into back end of the 2-1 victory over Aki Stanley. We got a bigger challenge in our hands as we played Everton. So and it ended being a 1-0 victory. So what was your take on the game against Everton?
I like the build-up play on the build-up play to the goal. I thought it was nice little through ball played. In fact, it was clever through ball played down the wing, and then again the cut back across the box was quite nice as well. I don't know if he was going for near post, but the Cantwell did well to spot Deneve at the back post and stepped over, let it roll through to him, knowing he had better chance of scoring, and he tucked it away quite neatly. I quite liked the goal in general. I thought the build-up play were lovely. In general, I didn't feel Everton really threatened. if that's what they got to look forward to this season, then they're going to need to do some work in the market, in my opinion, because I felt like we were quite comfortable in that game. I felt we defended well. I felt like we had chances in the game, and I mean, I felt like we were the better team. I felt comfortable we were going to come away with a win from that one.
I'm confident with us playing Everton. I wasn't sure what to expect, to be honest, but
I
being a
wasn't at the
pre-season
start.
friendly, being a pre-season friendly, I thought Premier League opposition. I was interested to see what the gap could be, what the gulf could be between us and Everton. But I wasn't really going to pay attention to that too much because I already know there is a bit of a gulf in terms of squad value, quality, you name it. I think that is something I did think about. I thought it's a pre-season friendly. It's just Everton
So
getting ready for next season and us getting ready for next season. But like you said, we looked sharp. We were always on the front foot. We were pressing well. And the build-up play leading to Dion Denis' goal was brilliant, wasn't it? Callum Britton
yeah,
did that cross. Todd Cantwell with the dummy. And
yeah,
then
but the
Dion
through
Denis
ball
was
to
in the right place.
Britain was lovely as well. I thought.
Yeah, it was. And that dummy from Cantwell. But then the ball went in to Dion
Yeah,
Denis, who was in the right place at the right time and just tapped it in. That was a neat finish. And the build-up play was great.
yeah.
Rovers did quite well to contain Everton, though, didn't they, as well? Like
I felt like we
Scott
weren't really
Ward.
threatened by them. I
No,
thought we
but
were quite reasonably in control of the game. I thought. I mean,
yeah,
to be fair, and I'll hold my hand up, I was in Leeds, so I was following the game constantly over the football apps. I was following the game, keeping up with the score because I knew we scored very, very early, and I was like, "Come on, we need to hold this up." But I was following the game and all that lot, and then I watched the highlights afterwards, and I was quite impressed with the whole performance.
yeah, they played really well off from looks of it. I thought, yeah, this is really good. But I'm not going to get carried away because it's a pre-season
No, I
friendly.
know it's a pre-season friendly, and they
So
could have just been
there's a
taking the foot off the gas, and that's why we played well
yeah,
against them. But then again, it could
yeah.
be a sign of how we're moving forward with Ishmael. So we'll see what happens as we get closer to the season and as the season starts. But the result in itself and the performance in itself was a positive sign. Let's take that from it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It'd be interesting to see like how it all pans out for the season. I don't think
Tell
it's
you what,
positive. The signs are really encouraging.
you know, we're on about replacement for Dolan. I think Cardboard could be the replacement for Dolan. And I think he'll threaten some defences this season.
Yeah, Cogbo's got a blistering pace though, hasn't he? He looked
And he's
really
not
sharp
afraid to
though.
run at players.
Yeah, he's more direct than Dolan. But
Yeah,
what needs to improve with Cogbo is his end product.
and product big style. I agree.
He's a bit rough around the edges of the end product, but once he gets that up to scratch and improves it, I think we've got a very decent attacking player on our hands
Yeah,
there.
I don't think we need to
But let
replace Dolan if he comes good because I think he'll be a better player than Dolan.
yeah, I think he's got a better attitude than Dolan as well.
Yeah. He,
I think
and did you see his
he
interview?
seems really happy being at Rovers when you look at his social media and what he posts on there as well. He
Was it his
seems really
interview?
happy being at Rovers.
Was it? It was either an interview or it was. I can't remember what it was now. It was either an interview or he was asked a question. It was like a little segment in a thingy. But he was saying how he really wants to step up and show what he can do this season, and he's really, really wanted to impress the fans because he really enjoys the atmosphere and the way the fans have been. So he's
Yeah,
excited for this season. That in
that's
itself
sort of,
tells me a lot.
yeah, that's sort of players we want though, don't we, as well?
Yeah,
Like you said, Everton weren't much of a threat, but there were some moments that Rovers did well to contain Everton. Scott Wharton did some vital
we
clearances,
did.
and he did really well on that. He looked pretty solid. I think it's really great to have him back. It could be like a new
I'm so
signing
happy
for
he's
us
back in the team.
into next season. Um, Toph did some saves as well in the game, and Harry Pickering, had an attempt on goal with that free kick that was saved by
Yeah.
Travers as well from Everton. All in all, there's a lot of positive to take from that. But like I said before, pre-season friendly. Not going to get carried away. And then obviously now we're on our way to Spain and Valerian
Little
Ismail's to the
pre-season
squad.
summer camp.
Yeah, that's it in the pre-season summer camp. Speaking of Spain, did you see Travis and Tronstad's quiz
Yes,
about
I did. That
Spain?
was entertaining. and the best thing is Travis was getting more of the Spanish questions right than Sean Stad. I was quite enjoying that.
Tronstad Tronson just wound him up though. Travis had a
Yeah.
right strap on him now, didn't he? About
Oh yeah. I just found it quite entertaining to watch.
It was entertaining to watch Travis Tronson doing that because after the Everton game, there was updates with Hayden Carter. He's out injured 4 to 6 weeks. So I think
Okay.
it's crucial that we got Sean McLoughlin through the door.
Yeah.
Adam Forshaw's injured, so he's not going to go to the tournament. And Harry Leonard's going to miss out because Valerian Ishmael and wants to make sure that he gets back to fitness. And with Callum Britton playing well, everything's up in arms about his situation, which
See, he played
we've
well. He
discussed
played well
before.
that game against Everton, and like you say, he didn't play the game before, but he played this one. So does that mean he might still be staying at Rovers this season? I don't know, but
Who knows?
I'd like to see that come to a head sooner rather than later, so then we can just focus on the preseason and get on with our season. Because
Yeah.
I like Britton as a player. I think he's a class player, and I'd love him to stay. But if he doesn't want to be here, just get done, get dusted, so then we can focus on the season. Because
Yeah,
we're
definitely.
utilising him in our friendlies, and we could be using that position and that time for one of our other players to maybe get the pre-season warm up and the experience they need for the season themselves, rather than playing Britain. So I get it. He's a class player. I want him to stay, but we need to get this wrapped up in the next few weeks. We really do.
Yeah. I'll be looking forward to see how like Ryan Alabioso plays.
Exactly.
Cine Tavares as well, because they've not played yet, have
Well,
they, in the
he's due back from
pre-season?
injury soon, isn't he,
DMD
Tavares?
looks good. Yeah, I don't know what his injury update is with that, but he has come with the squad, so that'll be interesting to see
Yeah.
if he does get any game
I
time
know
and
he's
see
gone
how
with the
he
squad,
is.
but I know they said a couple of weeks when he got injured. So I'm hoping he's not far off now, and then we get to see the best of him
No.
because he looks good in his package video. Like when you look at the YouTube videos on him, he looks so good at that transition. Like you said, Deneve seems to have settled in quite nicely. I'm liking the way he's playing. I think he's a good little asset for us.
Yeah, I think he could be a good purchase for us, and opposing sides might have a bit of a nightmare on their hands with the pace he's got.
Yeah. Well,
And even his like,
him and
yeah,
Cardboard running at him is a threat for some defenses. I think.
yeah, that link up play and the overlap as well, and the
Yeah.
distribution of the ball as well. I mean,
And Campbell seems to
that'd
be
be
enjoying
really
himself
interesting
up
to see.
further up the pitch as well.
Yeah, definitely. Right. So that's everything from Totally Rovers today this week. Let us know what you think on the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Cheerio, everybody.